Remember running systeminfo.exe to get a quick overview of your system? That legacy command provided you with helpful information about your computer, but it is limited. And even though it does not provide native filtering, you can pipe the results to find string to limit the output. You can even query other computers, but the command uses WMI DCOM over RPC, which needs a firewall configuration to work. But did you know there's another modern command that provides more detail about your computer? The command, or commandlet as is known in PowerShell, is get-ComputerInfo. In a PowerShell session, type get-ComputerInfo. The commandlet will mostly provide deep detail about your Windows system.
Mostly.
It will show OS name and version, BIOS details, CPU, memory, virtualization support, installed OS hotfixes, and more. And, as consistent with PowerShell, the commandlet's output can be easily filtered and manipulated. We can explicitly filter the output to just a few select properties. We can also use wildcards when filtering in case we are unsure about a property's actual name. We can further filter by piping the output to where-object, limiting the output to specific results that match a given criterion. And since PowerShell Remoting uses Windows Remote Management, WinRM, to allow PowerShell commands to run on remote computers, we can run get-ComputerInfo on remote computers without having to log in using the Invoke-Command commandlet. However, firewall rules still need to be configured to allow WinRM traffic. And we can consolidate the output by exporting the results to a CSV file. Although the get-ComputerInfo commandlet provides a lot of helpful information, some key properties are missing. It does not provide IP address information, which is obtained with the get-net IP address commandlet. Get-ComputerInfo does not provide TPM information, which is best queried using get-CMI instance and get-TPM commandlets. The commandlet's OS hotfixes property is shallow. Best to use the get-hotfix commandlet for more information. Maybe in a later release, get-ComputerInfo will be updated to address these limitations. Some properties don't return what you expect and may appear to conflict. For example, the WindowsVersion property often shows legacy values which won't match the About Windows dialog's label. Nor does it match what is returned with the vir command. On some client systems, especially after in-place upgrades, Windows product name may return Windows 10, while OS name correctly reflects Windows 11. The Windows product ID is not your product key, but a licensing string. When piping the output to select string, nothing is returned since the commandlet outputs objects, not plain text. To filter using select-string, first convert the object output to text. However, when piped to find string, you will get expected results. And virtualization flags can be misleading. The get-ComputerInfo commandlet differs slightly depending on which version of PowerShell it is run. For example, in the native PowerShell 5.1, you will notice that device guard properties have values, whereas in PowerShell 7.5, they are absent. If you diff the outputs between the versions, you will notice that in PowerShell 7.5, there is a Windows UBR property that is not present in 5.1. Likewise, in PowerShell 5.1, there is an OS display version property that is absent in 7.5. As a funny side note, the word serial is misspelled in the BIOS serial number property in PowerShell 5.1. There is a similar typo for the CS physically installed memory property. Be careful, since these typos can trip up scripts that expect correct name spellings. At a Linux terminal with PowerShell installed, type pwsh to enter the PowerShell shell. Although PowerShell 7 is cross-platform and fully supported on Linux, some commandlets are not available. Unfortunately, get-ComputerInfo is not implemented on Linux. To collect system details, we still have to use native Linux commands such as uname, emid code, and lscpu. I hope you enjoyed this video, found it helpful and informative. If you have feedback, corrections, or suggestions, please share them in the comments below. Please like, subscribe, and share this video with others. Thank you for watching. I truly appreciate it.